Super Dario World.
And finally, we reached the AFC South. So, the AFC South, the winners last season were the Texans, stupid Houston Texans, who finished with a record of 10-7. Now, they actually made some pretty interesting moves this offseason, but also some concerning ones. So, for starters, they lost their offensive coordinator, and they hired Nick Caley, who was the Rams pass game coordinator and tight ends coach. So, that should be a bump there for their offense. They also traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, safety, from the Philadelphia Eagles. And they traded for Christian Kirk, wide receiver from the Jaguars. This one's weird because you usually don't trade with division rivals. So I don't know what the Jaguars were thinking, but okay. They lost wide receiver Stephon Diggs, and they lost Tank Dell for the season last year. You guys remember that pretty gnarly injury that he had against the Kansas City Chiefs. So it makes sense why they would trade for Christian Kirk. It just doesn't make sense why the Jaguars would trade with them. Again, it's a division rival. You don't want to help them. You know that they've lost 2 wide receivers, good ones. So why would you give them one? It makes... I don't understand. I don't understand the Jaguars, but whatever. Finally, they traded left tackle Laramie Tunsil to the Washington Commanders, which again, I think he was their best lineman last year. So that left tackles usually don't get let go, good ones. So I don't understand what's happening. Laramie Tunsil's career has been controversial to say the least. I mentioned this before, but you guys may remember the day he got drafted, everybody expected him to be a top 3 pick, but video surfaced of him with like a gas mask he was using as a bomb to get high, and then they were like, oh yeah, we don't want this guy, and he dropped all the way to the 20s, I think, and the Dolphins picked him up, and he's been moving around ever since. So who knows? Point is, the offensive line was an issue for them last season, and they got rid of their best player. A bit odd to say the least, but whatever. Next, you got the Colts. The Colts finished off last season with a record of 8-9. The epitome of mediocre, and they started off this season with a quarterback controversy, a quarterback battle, a duel per se. They picked up Daniel Jones, who was a free agent, let go by the Giants and then let go by the Vikings, and it looks like their starting QB will now be Daniel Jones after Anthony Richards probably got tired halfway through the competition, and it was like, you know what, I tap out. It can just be Daniel can be the one who starts. Listen, I don't know, man. I was out on Anthony Richardson the moment that he tapped out in the middle of a game, so I'm not surprised that the organization moved on from him too. It's just Daniel Jones does not seem like the world's biggest upgrade, but I mean, when you're desperate, I guess you're desperate, and they clearly stink of desperation right now. Sheesh. I mean, would you rather just tank? Listen, I get it. Shane Steichen, the head coach, his job is on the line, clearly, because he probably was the one who selected Anthony Richardson, who can throw an amazing deep ball, but he can miss his easy passes. You can say the same thing about Daniel Jones. I wish him the best. Actually, I don't, because I've heard a lot of weird things this offseason about the Colts. Locker room stuff, and it's a weird environment. Does not seem great. You have a quarterback who's tapping out. I wish Daniel Jones luck. I wish Anthony Richardson luck, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Colts are. Supposedly everything else, it looks like they have a pretty good roster, but they're just, losers. So we'll see how it goes. Next, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who finished off with a record of 4-13. 4-13, and got head coach Doug Peterson fired, and so they hired Liam Cohen from the offensive coordinator from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a whole thing because supposedly he already had a deal with the Buccaneers, and then he agreed with the Jaguars. It was bizarre. He also says Duval, very weird. I don't know about this guy yet. We'll see. He does not give me the best head coaching vibes, but it's the Jaguars. They do weird stuff, like trading away wide receiver Christian Kirk to a rival team. Again, I'm trying to see the logic here. You have a wide receiver who, for all intents and purposes, is a pretty decent wide receiver. Why would you send him to a rival who is missing good wide receivers because they let go of Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell got injured? I don't see the logic here, but again, the Jaguars do Jaguar stuff. And most of the stuff the Jaguars do, you just want to bang your head against the wall. Fortunately, I'm not a fan. And fortunately, I don't particularly care about that team, so you don't have to hit the hall. I don't have to bang my head against the wall. It's the fans who do. So sorry for you guys. You deserve a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. You're in Florida. You're probably doing fine. So what did what's another notable thing that the Jaguars did this offseason? Well, they drafted Travis Hunter. So wide receiver / cornerback, Heisman winner, Travis Hunter. And could be a great move, could not, because they did have to move up in the draft to get him. And so if Travis Hunter truly is a generational player, then great. You know, it's totally worth losing or giving up a first round draft pick to get him. If he's not, then, well, you're going to look like an idiot. And that's like the first move you did when you got that job. So it's a coin toss. Now, are they going to use him as a wide receiver and cornerback threat? Every single person I've seen talk about this says that it can't be done. Well, I mean, experts, or I should say people who have played in the NFL say that, nah, it can't be done. It's too difficult. But I mean, if they use him a little bit here and there, okay. Now, I honestly don't know what the Jaguars need more. I don't know if they need the wide receiver or the cornerback more, but we'll see how it goes. For this guy, I heard the story that he got married during the offseason and now the girl already wants a divorce and she's asking for like all of his money, more than all of his money, for like $400 million. So that's a rough start to your professional career. Hopefully you got a prenup, guy. Honestly, it sucks for you. I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. That sucks. Like the person you supposedly love most in the world and trust to stab you in the back like that. That's some grade A bull. So hopefully things work out, at least personally. Professionally, I mean, you are with the Jaguars. Who knows? It's not known as a place where people go to thrive, if you know what I'm saying. Next, the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans finished off last season with a record of 3-4 in the debut season of head coach Brian Callahan, and quarterback Will Levis is officially out for the season. So it looks like they were going to have a quarterback battle, but nah, turns out nah. Will Levis got injured sometime during the offseason and he's gonna have surgery, so he is out for the season. So pretty much the road was clear for #1 overall draft pick Cam Ward, who nobody's talking about, which is actually pretty funny. Like the entire draft, the conversation was not about Cam Ward. Like I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if I would like it or hate it in his position. It's like, oh my God, I worked really hard for years to become the #1 overall draft pick and nobody cared. Like nobody talked about it. Everybody just completely overlooked the pick and they started talking about Travis Hunter and the trade the Jaguars did, and then about Shedeur Sanders not getting drafted. So it sucks in that sense. I feel bad for this kid, because from all I've seen, he's looked okay during the preseason. Looks like he has potential. And I know a lot of people talk a lot of shit about the Titans, and you know, they were the first draft, they got the first overall draft pick by sucking last season. But as Brian Callahan said after a loss that Will Levis threw a whole lot of picks in, if they had just punted the ball every single drive in the second half, they would have won the game. So the team has talent, it has potential. They just, you know, Will Levis, he just he takes a bit too many risks. A bit too many risks for my taste. But there you go. So that's honestly the big storyline for him. So will Cam Ward be better than Will Levis and do a few less turnovers? Hopefully, because I think the Titans have a bit more potential, but let's see. If I have to rank these teams, I'm going to go Texans 1. I don't hate the Titans You know, I'm gonna go Titans 2, Colts 3, Jaguars 4. I think the Jaguars are a mess, and they've always been a mess. So there you go. That's it. That's, I think, every single team, every single division. That's the most important news from every single one. So before I get out of here, just a final reminder: if you want to be part of our NFL Pigs League, all you have to do is go to nflpigspage.com. The pool's name is SDW League. The password is SDW 2025, all capital letters. Basically, we just pick a winner for every single game, every single week, and at the end of the week and of the season, whoever gets the most games correct wins, and they winner take all. So I'm putting in $100. The league is free. You don't have to put in anything. If you want to bet something, you can, but I'm putting in $100. So whoever wins gets at least $100. And at the end of the season, like I said, if you want to do 50, 10, 5, 1, you can. Just let me know at Super Dario World or at Dario SDW on Instagram, so I can just keep a tally. It's all honor system. It's all for fun. Nobody's expecting to get rich out of it. It's just to make the NFL season more interesting, even more interesting than it already is. So there you go. As always, comments, questions, or suggestions. I already mentioned it. Oh, whoa, what did I do? What did I do? No. That's not what I was going for. Let me see. Okay. Whew. Can you tell I haven't done this in a minute? There you go. So as always, comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario SDW and at Super Dario World. We will be doing a few more videos this week. I should be doing a live stream with my brother on Tuesday. You know, the return of Eric. We'll probably make our predictions for the week, and I'll see if we can do a little bit more, but we're planning on doing at least one live stream during the week, so get ready for that. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.